Hey, what's up guys? Look, it's Tristan here, and today we have a very special video. This is Krash League, this is playoffs, and this is Krash League playoffs. Put them together, that's what you get. Now, stupidity aside here. So yeah, we made it to the playoffs. Basically, how it goes is I came in and I was 1-2, and now uh, I've taken over for a team that was 1-1 at the time. I played a game that wasn't really it wasn't my team, so I went 1-2. Then I had my own team, and now I am 9-2, I believe, hopefully. That's my record. 9-2 going into the playoffs. Sadly, I am the 3 seed over someone that is 8-3, which doesn't really make sense. But hey, who knows? Maybe that could be a fix for the future. Have wins over points, but you know that's a different thing. Something I will say is, yes, this doesn't look too pretty right now. And I apologize for that, but right here is the winner, and I don't want to show who the winner of this game is until after the battle. So basically, I wasn't able to get the bye. Bash won his week 6 or his week 11, and what I was thinking of is Bash had to lose and I had to win by a 6-0 or something like that in order for me to get the first round bye. But he won his last week. It was a 1-0. It was a really good game actually, and so basically he got the number 1 seed, and I ended up getting a forfeit win my last week, and so no matter what, I still got a playoff spot. My spot was clinched at that point. But wins aside, I got the 3 seed, and the person we face today is Krypto and the Amittyville Ampharosi, however you would like to say the plural of Ampharos. Maybe it's just one Ampharos, really. You never really know. Like, maybe I should get rid of the S on mine. I don't know. Venice Beach Bikini. Like, I don't know. I like the idea of having multiple bikinis. But nonetheless, gonna move on here. Yeah, all this is gonna be readjusted during the video, so it doesn't show who wins the game. This is just out of respect for the video itself and my opponent, and so people don't have to just watch or just watch this point and then be like, oh, I know who won and left. But nonetheless, what we have here is a very just showing the bracket right here. Yeah, Bash in the New York Muse, he got a bye week. So basically, the winner of me and Krypto here go on to face Bash. And funny enough, I never got to play Krypto. I think he was the week 1 opponent for the season, and I wasn't coaching the team at the time. So now I get to face one of the owners and the commissioner of the league. Basically, my bracket is get to face the commissioners if I do so make it to the next round. But first, have to deal with Krypto. I know that no matter what, this bracket is probably like an MVP bracket because we have like the 3 best record-wise players in the league. I was 9-2, Bash was 9-2, and Krypto was 8-3. And I don't think anyone in the other bracket was able to do that. So basically, that just solidifies the Pearl Division or Conference, whichever one it is. Like, we are very strong players, and I have to treat it as such going into the game versus Krypto. So basically, I'm gonna go over to the team builder of what we have here, and I'm going to do some now on-screen editing so it doesn't look too bad. This is what I intend this to be. That's right. Okay, we're good here. Okay, so basically we have the teams here. I have Zygarde, Latios, Skizor, Shaman, Blaziken, Alolan Ninetales, Uxie, Electrode, Prinplup. Nothing there. A Gyarados, that is Mega, and a Dragonium Z. And Krypto has Tornadus T, Dragonite, Raikou, Milotic, Regirock, almost everybody's still there. Drapion, Hitmonchan, Mesprit, Darmanitan, Meganium, Mega Steelix, and a Normalium Z. Now, looking at his team, I have to deal with the Darmanitan again. He was able to do like a last week not like a last week as in terms of the regular season, but a last week as in terms of the trade period. He did a last week trade, and he ended up getting, I think it was like, yeah, Mega Steelix, Darmanitan, and Dragonite or something like that. He traded for those 3, and he only got rid of 2 Mons. He got rid of like Garchomp and Mega Mawile, I believe. But so the team, like, I have to face Darmanitan again, and I don't see a reason why it shouldn't come, because versus, who was it? It was Honor, I believe. It really just kind of destroyed me because I was never able to predict right against it. Recap of that game is I switched in on my, oh, okay, he's going to switch. Nope, I just died to a Flare Blitz. Oh, he's going to switch on, or he's going to U-turn, so I'm Toxic. No, he just chips down my Uxie all the way. So, yeah, no, it wasn't, or he killed my Uxie as well that game. And then he chipped down my Latios. I was lucky. I feel I was a little bit lucky to win that game. But nonetheless, yeah, so looking at the team here, what I see here is very little to no Zygarde switch-ins, especially Adamant Banded Zygarde switch-ins. When I look at this, I see that he has really one switch-in to this 1,000 Arrows, more or less, because 1,000 Arrows is relatively free against the team. So when I look at it, he has 2. He has Meganium and Milotic, but Milotic has to be a very specific spread, and Meganium has to be, let's see, like, Meganium still doesn't live in Outrage, basically. I'm going to show Calculator for a second just to show you what I mean. Basically, what we have here is, this is a max defense plus Milotic with the Flame Orb. So this is kind of the set I was predicting that he would bring, is a Flame Orb set for Milotic, to where that he could eat the 1,000 Arrows and Outrages for the most part. The second option I thought that he could have been, because I thought that he could be a little bit cheeky with his Milotic, would be a max speed one. But I adjusted for that bit, or I prepped for that a little bit just in case. Basically, what we have here is Zygarde 50%, just kind of standard. Besides there, in case I get Toxic Spike from his Drapion, or if I get Toxic by something, I don't know what, but just something, I could have it for extra power against something that's not Mega Steelix or her Regirock, basically. And so that's basically that. Just overall power for moves, just to get damage off, extreme speed for the late game. We have Adamant here because with a little more speed than a little less speed than max, a little more than a base 80. The reason being, so when I look at his team, the only thing that speed ties my Zygarde is Drapion, and I'm okay taking the damage on it if I take out a Drapion, because I don't think that he'll risk a speed tie with my Zygarde if I'm in a one-on-one situation with the Drapion. The only other option he has is really, like, he could be Choice Scarf with Ice Fang or Shucka maybe, but even like neither of those two are viable options, because Ice Fang doesn't OHKO me at all. Even with no bulk, it just doesn't OHKO me. Even though it's quad effective, it doesn't OHKO me at all. And so yeah, just wanted to stress it doesn't OHKO me, and I OHKO him. So basically, I could run this Adamant and not be worried about Drapion, and I'm okay with that, because I think the damage is what's needed the most, especially if I'm going against something like the Flame or Milotic. And then this speed is a little bit more than a base 80, which he has multiple of. He has the Mesprit, he has the Dragonite, which is base 80, he has Meganium, which is also base 80. But then on the other hand, he has Milotic, which is base 81, I believe. And base 81 lets him hit 287 speed. So I wanted to make sure that if he was going to be cheeky and ran max speed Milotic, try to catch me, then I could be faster than it and end up almost doing the most damage as possible with it. Moving on here, we have my Chia, my Shaman here. I love my Shaman. Basically kind of standard set here for Shaman. I got enough speed to outspeed the 95, and that's it, because he doesn't have a base 100 that I could basically abuse or anything. The fastest amount, like between 95 and the next fastest speed, would be Raikou at 115. So that gave me a little bit of wiggle room, so I didn't have to run max. So I just put it in bulk basically. Other than that, Dazzling Gleam, stuff like Dynamite. That's basically the main thing, because I didn't want it to get out of hand, especially if it was +1. I also have Power Ice just for the quad effectiveness on it. Earth Power is for Drapion and Regirock if I need to, and Raikou if I need to be a safe, if I need to click a safe move basically, and this also works for Darmanitan because I would be faster than Darmanitan, a Scarf Darmanitan that is. Basically this worked as a soft check to Raikou, and as well as just kind of a wall breaker, because another calc that I have here is like one of his main switch-ins would have been a Drapion, so this allowed me to scout, and I would say scout, and it would reveal damage, because this is just a regular seed player here, and like if I connect one and then I get the -2, I outspeed and I can hit him again. And I don't like when your main switch into a Shaman can't live that, like when it's something to be kind of concerned about, really. So I think that like 9 times out of 10 it's safe for me to seed player, because then he would reveal more, like he would reveal his spread to me, which I could go on and use against him rather. Then we have Skizzy Stardust, Life Orb Technician, Bullet Punch Roost, Superpower, and Knockoff with a kind of different spread. One I forgot the 4. Yeah, I made this at very early in the morning, but nonetheless, very kind of different spread. I'd like to run my 252 HP in my 252 attack, but this game I ran 252 speed with it, because Krypto, like when this came to, like this game is in playoffs, this game means a lot more. I watched Krypto a little bit, I watched some of his games, and his speed tier, like how he speed creeps, like I don't want to say it's like he doesn't speed creep aggressively, like he's pretty conservative with his speed creeps, but I want to make sure that he's honest with the speed creeps, if anything, because there's been games where he's ran enough speed to outspeed max speed things. He's running games where he has enough speed to outspeed like 8 EV things or no EV things. So it's like I want to make sure that I could outpace some of his, such as like Regirock if he so wants to, Milotic, Mesprit, which I mean I would be ran fairly speedy anyway. Hitmonchan, same thing. It has 76 speed, so if I want to, or if he wants to try to speed creep, then he's losing out on a lot of bulk, and I'm okay with that, because Bullet Punch is going to do damage to him. And I'm happy because I actually remembered to do Technician in this game, because my game versus Oak, I was pretty upset at myself to realize that I didn't bring it. So basically bringing Technician was basically a W for me this week, and just for my mindset. Yeah, nothing else. This was also to try to make sure that I could outpace like a defensive Meganium, because for the longest time I had the idea in the mind that he would bring Meganium with enough EVs to outspeed me, and then enough EVs for my Skizor, and enough EVs to HP fire me, and yeah, basically that's it. I could have got a Zygarde set that walled and set up on Meganium, but when it came down to it, the more I thought about it, the more I thought that Meganium wasn't the right bring for him. So it made me a little bit calmer when it came to what Monty would bring, because now I feel that his only Zygarde switching would be Milotic, unless he wants to bring like a Shuka Berry Regirock, which could be an option per se. But yeah, that's basic. This set's kind of basic. Bullet Punch for priority, Roost for longevity, Superpower for the Steelix and slash or Regirock, and anything that doesn't resist it basically, and Knockoff just for general utility. I would like to get the hits off that I can. Then we go Sleeper, Uxie. Yeah, early morning set basically made me forget a nature, which wasn't the best, but nonetheless, leftovers, Levitate, Stealth Rock, Thunder Wave, Thunderbolt, Knockoff. I thought this was the best set because even though this gets hard walled by a Steelix here, Mega Steelix, but it lets me get my rocks up. It lets me T-Wave fast things such as Tornadus and Dragonite if I so need to. I could also T-Wave things such as Dracon and or Manitan. And like when I get to T-Wave offensive threats, that means that I'll be happy to do more with my other mons. Then we have, yeah, no, just basic, really basic otherwise. Thunderbolt for Tornadus, Dragonite, Milotic, just for crit damage, basically. Like, yeah, that's about it. No, I don't want to import, I'm sorry. Then we go to Purple Snowbelt, my Ninetales, my Alolan Ninetales, choice specs. I figured with his team, there was nothing, like, I felt that the best take on it was just to go offensive, and that's what I'm doing with this Ninetales. Blizzard, Moonblast, Freeze Dry, Aurora Veil. Aurora Veil was just kind of a last move to throw on there. Freeze Dry was to hit Milotic, Moonblast for general coverages, and Blizzard for hard-hitting stab with general coverages as well. Enough speed. I didn't speed tie I didn't try to speed tie anything. I was just tired. I'm like, I could have ran something like enough speed to outspeed the 117. Yeah, the 117. I possibly could have ran. Let's see. I could have ran a modest, and if I would have split tie, and that's not really the best thing. Other than that, I felt like if I ran this, it could have made him be more honest with the speed creeping, because he would have to go to 100 if he wants to outspeed Shaman. Say if he has the special Raikou, event Raikou, he would have to be Rash, and he would be 1 point over Shaman, but I'd be 1 point over him with my Ninetales. But I didn't want to do that. I felt that if he's going to be if he's going to be something faster, such as Tornadus, such as Raikou, that he might want to if he's trying to anticipate me, I could punish him for it, and I'll be okay in that sense. Nonetheless, going on to Spearmint, my Latios, same kind of thing, same concept. Partly I was just so tired I didn't really care about creeping or anything, but the other part would be wanted to make sure that he stays honest. Nothing on this team wants to take a calm-minded Draco or Surf or Thunderbolt. So this was basically what I was thinking was the best set. If I could bluff this as a Scarf for a choice set, then I'll be okay with it. And yeah, that's basically the team. Yeah, just huge wall hitters, wall breakers rather. Wanted to go fairly offensive with Uxie. Yeah, just fairly offensive. Uxie, offensive, and I think that fits my play style a bit more. And when I look at it, I think that I'm going to be able to take on this team. And so I'm just going to do what my good friend Jared says, just go bang, 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 hit the button that says bang, bang, but hit it twice. So I'm going to go bang, 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 and I'm going to go right into the game right here. So now I'm going to do some on-screen editing to where I get rid of everything else. So we go here. And we see I am almost done. There we go. So there we go. Technology at its finest. We see that I brought my team that I showed beforehand. And now we see he has Drapion, Darmanitan, Tornadus Therian, Mesprit, Steelix, and Dragonite. And basically the moral of this, or not the moral of the story, but the one thing of this team preview that just like it glares at me and it makes me think is that he does not have a Zygarde switching. And so basically what I can do is Zygarde is just going to be a threat this whole game. And yeah, because nothing wants to take the damage, so I'm okay with anything. When I look at it, biggest thing here is probably getting rocks up, because he has 3 things weak to rocks. He has 5 things that take 12% and 1 thing that resists it anyways. So basically I think Uxie's going to be my best lead here, because I could almost take on anything. I don't like even nothing could really kill me, even with my noble nature. The only thing that would be able to kill me, it would be a roll for Darmanitan with a choice banded Flare Blitz, I believe, is the only possible way. But I don't think that he wants to be that aggressive with me. So I'm going to go get into this game, and we see that Darmanitan comes in, and I'm just going to go for my Stealth Rocks here. And so he goes for U-turn, basically just doing what he wants. Doing what I think. I get my Stealth Rocks up, I get my recovery. I'm going to go into Shaman, because I don't really fear anything that this Steelix could do. He toxic to me, it doesn't really matter, because I can switch out and not get the toxic anymore. I go for a Seed Flare, wanting to get the most possible damage and not really wanting to predict anything, but I miss, and we'll see like how that plays into effect. But I'm gonna go for Stealth Rocks again, or not Stealth Rocks, but Seed Flare again, as he goes into his Tornadus. And this damage shows me that he is not AV, and he took the rocks, and then I got lucky and got the 40% chance to get this Spadef drop. So basically, when I looked at this, I looked at my team, and I felt that the best thing for him, or I didn't, it's not that I felt the best thing for him, but I felt like that he wouldn't have brought a Scarf Thorn, because I don't think that it would have helped him, because when I have things such as Zygarde and Skizor, basically the Scarf doesn't really have any real use. So I didn't think he was Scarf, but I know I am Scarf, and I know if I could hit another Seed Player, that I am going to take this Tornadus out, and I'm going straight for that chance right here after the toxic damage, of course. And what we do see is I do connect, thankfully, and the Tornadus goes down. A huge threat basically goes down, and then we see Drapion comes in, and this was the situation I was talking about before, where I want to make sure that his I want to make sure that, or not make sure, but I want to check what he is, because nothing kills my Shaman except the Poison Jab. I think maybe a knockoff, but it might have been a roll or something. I'm not too sure. It's not really important in this grand scheme of things. But the biggest thing is I wanted to check how much what his Drapion set was, because I was thinking that he might be an AV set or something just to take these hits. But what we do see here is that I do 20%, and doing the calcs on it, he is more or less max health, max HP. And so what that tells me is max HP, and this knockoff killed, which told me that he is also max attack, or close to max attack. So that just tipped off that I get a free Zygarde switching right away, and that's what I do. And I'm going to go for the 1,000 arrows here, because I basically almost claims a kill if I really want to. And so we see it goes off, and I get 41%. We see this was his switch in. What it's not a real switch in. I could come back in later in the game and it will not be a switch in ever again. So when I looked at this, I felt that Krypto knows how big of a threat Zygarde is, and I don't think that even though I do have speed, I don't think that he would let me, or he would I don't think that he would just let a Zygarde rage rampant if it got the chance, if I got the chance to just let it. So I thought that he would just attack what's in front of him, and with the best move he possibly can, which would be Ice Beam, because he basically lived another 1,000 arrows. So I had to go into what I thought would be the best he would live 1,000 arrows. So I thought that Ice Beam, he would go for Ice Beam, and because this is max HP, max defense, Ice Beam doesn't really kill me. Yeah, so Ice Beam, it doesn't kill me, but I could use the speed, and if I do take the Ice Beam, it's a roll for whether or not rocks could happen, and I don't want to be. And I looked at Zygarde as a big win con here, so I figured the best switch I can do is into my Ninetales to get more offensive pressure on him. So that's basically what I do. I go into my Snowbell here, and we see the Ice Beam, and that does basically nothing. And I'm going to take this time just to Blizzard, because it is going to kill this Mesprit. It's going to kill the Mesprit. It's going to basically kill almost anything that's in my path. So we see Ninetales getting a kill here. And then what we see the next turn is he's going to bring in his Mega Steelix. And I'm not scared at this point. I feel that he doesn't really, he doesn't have any real options, and I feel that I could see the win in sight, rather. So what I decide to do is I'm gonna let my Ninetales go here, and what I'm going to do is just go for the Blizzard, get the guaranteed damage off. If this isn't max HP, max F, then it's going to take a lot of damage. It won't kill it in any sense, but this is a max attack. Something. If he's choice Scarf Dragonite, then that means that one of my mon I can't say it, and then I basically sack another mon, or I sack another mon, or maybe I don't want to risk Dragonite, which, yeah, if it's Scarf, then he's basically forced to attack, and if he's not Scarf, then he would most likely DD up, as this would be the win continent. So that's basically what I decide to do is I go into my spearmint and I decide to surf. I claim the kill, and what we see here is that uh, the Mesprit is going to come in, and I'm just going to take this opportunity. I'm going to Devastating Drake here, and once again claim another kill. So basically what that does is we see the Dark Manitan come in now, and so I think that I have two options here. I could surf basically and just get damage off, because if I could surf, get damage off if I think that he's going to be like if I think that he's going to flare blitz, but I don't think that he's going to do that. So what I decided to do, because I feel that my Latios is important because it makes him lock into a move, and if he locks into either U-turn, he locks into U-turn or flare blitz, and that is like U-turn lets me go into Skizzle or 50 Cent my Zygarde, and flare blitz lets me go into Zygarde and Latios, because I could still live a flare blitz from where I'm at even after a rocks damage. So what I decide to do is I feel like he's gonna go for the U-turn, but I don't want to lose my Latios here, and I don't want my Uxie to be setup fodder at this point, and I don't want to risk my Zygarde on a Scarf Dragonite if he so is a Scarf Dragonite. So what I decided to do is I decided to go into my Skizzle predicting a U-turn here, and so we see that I was also fine with losing my Skizzle as well. But what I decided to do here is I Bullet Punch. I saw this as my best play because I didn't want him to be able to DD up or anything, and if he did, then I was able to take him out with another Bullet Punch, and then Darmanitan would come in, and then I would Bullet Punch probably again to just get the damage off and clean up from there. But so he doesn't let me get, or he doesn't try anything fancy, so I just get to come in here, and I basically get to just E-speed his team and clean up, and Zygarde gets the final 2 kills, and that is the first round of playoffs. We come away with that win. This felt so good to get this win, because when I looked at the season as a whole, yes, I went 9-2, but also I got 2 forfeit wins. I got 2 forfeit wins. I got a win that I didn't play on my own because, or I got 2 wins. Yeah, I got one I didn't play on my own because the coach before me got that win. I got a win that my friend Jarrett got me, Pokemon Jarrett Berry HD. He got me that win when I had to step back for about 2 weeks. So he got me that win. And then all but one of my wins throughout the rest of the season that I played were 1-0s. So basically, like, to get this win in playoffs, I wanted to show that I'm not just a person that could get 1-0s, or that I'm not a person that just gets lucky by hacks or something like that. So basically, this was a huge statement win for me, at least, so that I know that I don't, like, that people know that I'm basically, I don't have to, that I don't just win by 1-0s, and I don't have hacks factor in as much. Yes, we did see like a little bit of hacks with what a seed flare miss from the Shaman, but in the long, I didn't, after it happened, I didn't really think long term of it. I don't really care about how it like affects the game. Like how, what I could have basically seen here was I get the chip on Steelix here, and then he either goes into Drapion or Tornadus. If he goes Tornadus, I basically get the same kill depending on if I get the Spadef drop. And looking at the Drapion, I wouldn't have got the kill, but I could have switched out into something else, and I could have probably went Uxie and been in a pretty safer spot to look at. So yeah, that's basically it. Like the hacks, the seed flare miss didn't really matter, so that's not really too much. Like that's not too much to really worry about. Other than that, I feel I played a really good game. GG to Krypto. It was nice to play you, and yeah, getting that win, we can go back to the Krash sheet now. So what we see here, because I cut it because I tried to be a little bit fancy with how I could go about, but I wasn't able to be fancy at all. Really, I kind of messed up here. Is we see myself versus Bash again, a rematch of week 7, I believe. And so basically, I'm gonna look forward to that one. And yeah, see you all there. Bye.